So as you guys know, unlike Johnny Somali, the Filipino government has decided that Vitali is going to wait for his trial to start in jail like any other criminal that would be arrested, something South Korea is fully capable of doing, and the only reason they aren't is because of overcrowding, which shouldn't even be an excuse when you're comparing them to the Philippines, one of the worst countries when it comes to prison overpopulation. They don't give a shit. They'll put any and all criminals in jail until the government says otherwise. But hey, don't break the law and you won't have to go through that incredibly time-consuming and life-draining process. However, if you want to do all that and still be able to live your life like you aren't facing 30 years in jail, then head on over to the beautiful South Korea. Where you'll be able to enjoy the local scenery, conversate with the locals. And best of all, enjoy their world-famous cuisine. Where, hey, if you don't like the food, just throw it on the floor. I mean, South Korea doesn't translate to dirty street for nothing, am I right? But something people were asking about Vitali after he got arrested was what is going to happen to him after he gets out of jail. Yes, that's still a couple years away, plus whatever his sentence is, but people were asking if he was going to come back to America, if they were going to deport him back to Russia. Like, who is going to have the burden of letting this guy back into their country? And while America, meaning Trump or anyone close to him, hasn't said anything about Vitali personally, Russia has basically said that we don't even care if you offer to suck Putin's dick. You're a disgrace to everything we stand for and you're not allowed back in. Even if you offer to suck mine. Go ahead, offer. But in this article titled "Follow PH Laws, Moscow Envoy Tells Nationals About Russian Vlogger's Arrest," it says, Russia's top diplomat to Manila has advised Russian travelers to strictly follow Philippine laws after a popular Russian-American prankster was arrested for harassing Filipinos. Pavlov said he generally finds many Russians living in the Philippines as really disciplined and hopes that others, including their diplomats, would respect and adhere to local laws. At the same time, Pavlov expressed hope that Russian visitors will not face discrimination despite Vitali's behavior and that future cases involving Russians will be handled discreetly by Filipino authorities. Meaning that next time you ain't gonna get paraded in front of the court like a trophy giving you that much more attention. They're gonna throw your ass in one of these and say, "See you in a couple years, dog." Which is how it should be for anyone who thinks they can go into a country and act like they're immune to punishment just because they have a camera. Do you understand that no streamer is even going to think of trying to recreate what Vitali did after seeing how quickly they dealt with him? Like, there are still streamers to this day who are fucking with people in South Korea and Japan and all these other Asian countries because they don't do shit. Like, you literally have to murder someone for them to be like, maybe we should keep this guy under our supervision. Now, what I did find odd is that they said Vitali denied or did not respond to the Russian embassy's offer of assistance, which I'm assuming is because he knows what Russia is going to make him do to pay them back for whatever they do. Get him out, reduce his sentence. Russia is so corrupt that Vitali would rather wait out his time in a Filipino jail than have to deal with paying back Putin. You heard about what Victor Bout had to do after that prisoner exchange, and he's like, yeah, I'd rather take my 25 years. Putin made Victor Bout his Andy from Firefest. Andy is Victor Bout, and Billy McFarlane is Putin. You know if you've seen the documentary.
Will you suck dick?
Now, regardless if he wants their help or not, it also says that the Russian embassy is in touch with the Filipino Bureau of Immigration regarding Vitali's situation, meaning that even though he's in another country, they're always watching him. But even then, this isn't really them offering to help him get him out of jail, but more so an obligation they have to fulfill, seeing as that he's Russian. But they're mainly just going to try and provide him with the best legal advice they can. There's literally nothing they could do or are going to try and do to help Vitali get out anytime sooner. They are using his sentence as an example for what not to do as a Russian citizen visiting the Philippines. Now, because the Philippines don't really have to deal with streamers like this, there are people who are writing articles the length of novels telling us illegal aliens to either respect their laws or get the fudge out. Stern warnings to undesirable aliens in the Philippines, and they're like, there are many good foreigners in the Philippines, but on the other hand, there are also many aliens who should be jailed and deported as well. And it's like, hey, just call me the N-word, why don't you? But they literally say, our government has to inherit the power to arrest undesirable aliens, like that Russian blogger who committed serious crimes against persons and properties. And then end the article with a nice passive-aggressive threat. In a light manner, I wish to remind all foreigners that the first tourists who came to our beautiful island and committed the grave faux pas of insulting our people in 1521 was forthwith killed on the shores of Macedon. And I actually looked up what he was talking about, and it says this guy died in battle, not because he insulted anyone. He may have insulted the guy who was trying to kill him, but hey, who's throwing out compliments during war. Like, you guys don't understand how much Vitali lost if you don't keep up with him like I do. Like, when he first came back to streaming, he was in debt from all his prior arrests and everything he had going on before his comeback. He then had the entirety of that debt paid off by Steve Will Do It. Whether or not Vitali used that money to actually pay off his debt is something he would have to tell us. But then right after that, things just kept getting better for him. He was going viral for what he was doing on stream, eventually leading him to catch predators, which got him in touch with celebrities trying to get whatever amount of clout they can off him, even if that meant sitting on stream for hours doing nothing.
I'm great. I'm chilling.
We gotta catch one more pedo to freaking break 100K. It's in that 60 right now.
Oh, come on. Yeah, this is the time we usually start streaming though. In LA time. So it makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got Thingy said he's down.
What?
Realizing that he can only catch predators if he assaults them, which was strictly prohibited after his first few streams, the quality of his streams significantly went down until he fully transitioned back into the kind of streamer he was when he first started, only this time with a lot more gambling. Like hours of gambling. He did try and start this thing called Clips University where anyone could get paid to clip and repost his content. A good idea until you realize that having to pay 100+ people every month doesn't make any sense when they're already getting paid from reposting the clips themselves. Like, even when he was back to streaming, he couldn't even pay people because he was spending all of his money on gambling trying to win big. Also, I know this is random, but everyone is asking what this shirt was, like if it had a meaning, like what it'd stand for. And apparently this is just what people wear in the jails over there. It says Vitali was presented to the media last month handcuffed wearing an orange jail uniform. What I'm wondering is if he's still going to be able to work out, or is he going to come out looking like 50 Cent when he had cancer? Whatever it is, we'll know at a minimum of 2 years. Until then, peace. No, not until then. Not until tomorrow. Not until 2 years from now. Peace.